Welcome to the Lost and Foundry Show November edition. It's Thanksgiving. Look at it. We got the Thanksgiving decorations out. I was just about to say it's Christmas because we got our Christmas decorations out too at the Foundry.
Yes.
I'll take a picture of the Women's Center, and Brother Tony over at the thrift stores has really outdone himself with the decorations around the Foundry. He always does. He's excellent.
Does.
And so we're celebrating the season here. I think it's important for us to really go all out with the decorations.
Absolutely.
We have all these participants here, and many of them don't really get to celebrate like this.
Right.
And so, you know, everything we do here, there's like a reason behind it.
Absolutely.
For the participants. So, yeah, I hope you're having an incredible Thanksgiving. And I'm sitting here with Ashley, who's over food services here at the Foundry. We're going to get into that in a second. Before we get started, it's Thanksgiving season. We have a Thanksgiving meal come out. And, you know, like the thing with like Thanksgiving, we've got themed days every day now, right? You got Thanksgiving, you got Black Friday, you've got Small Business Saturday or Sunday? Or?
Yes. Small Business Saturday, Cyber Monday.
Okay. And there's one more, Giving Tuesday. So I hope that you're getting ready to go for Giving Tuesday. And really, it's not about the gift that you give. It's about you adding your voice to everyone else who's giving on the same day and declaring loudly, this is the thing I care about, and that's why I'm giving to it today. So I hope that you engage with us and that you participate in Giving Tuesday coming up. I love this time of year.
Yes.
And to me, I also love cooking. It's not something we've got to talk about it much. I also love cooking. And one of the great things about food is it's an expression of home.
Absolutely.
Right? And we really love to use that as a tool here for participants.
Yes.
So let's talk about food and participants in the Foundry and you. What's your job at the Foundry for the people at home, and you know your title and whatever? What's all this stuff you do? It's a lot.
All right. I'm Ashley Robertson Tucker. I'm the Director of Food Services here at the Foundry. And one of our main things that we do in food services is just try to give our program participants a warmed, home-cooked meal 7 days a week, Monday through Sunday, and all of our locations.
Yeah.
So here in the Bessemer campus, the farm in Coleman, and then CLCC in Birmingham.
Yeah. So we're in the Ward Dining Hall right now, which is here in Bessemer. And that's where we've got 80 men and 30 women that you have to feed, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You know, that's maybe takes different shapes and different days and stuff like that. But we're still talking about hundreds of meals a day that you need to make sure happen.
Right. So when you break down just on the Bessemer campus of a 31-day month, you're looking at upwards to around 10,000 meals a month. So that's a lot to try to keep it interesting, keep it functional, keep everybody's dietary restrictions and things like that in the know, and allergy restrictions. And so it's a lot. It's a lot to manage. And then we have our program participants that are also trying to learn cooking skills and soft skills and hard skills, safety skills while they're in the kitchen as well.
So do you come from a food service background? Do you have any background with nonprofit work? How'd you end up at the Foundry?
So I got my start cooking around the age of 15. I was in Florida. I did a dual enrollment program in high school. So normal classes in the beginning of the day, and then I went to culinary school in the afternoon. So with that was a lot of realization that this is something that I wanted to do. I really just fell in love with culinary arts and cooking, and really just felt like that was my calling in life. I went to culinary school after I graduated high school. Was an artisan baker and a pastry chef for many years at different locations, and got out of that to start working with children. And then from children, I went to taking care of the elderly, went back to child care, and then eventually was able to actually teach culinary arts to high schoolers while running their cafeteria. When that school closed down in 2019, our food rep was like, well, hey, the Foundry's hiring. Do you know who they are? And I was like, I kind of know who they are, but I really don't know who they were. I had seen the commercials from the early 2000s or mid 2000s. And then we had some people from our church that had gone through the program here. that were at our church in the early 2000s. So that's kind of how I learned about the Foundry, and that's how I got here.
Yeah.
Came and did an interview in August of 2019 and then got hired in September.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
So, there's all the logistics involved, and we can talk about that in a second. But really what's powerful about this position is that you've got all these logistics, but then you have all these participants that you have like an important part of their life.
Absolutely.
And maybe this is an improper comparison, but, like when I'm down on my luck and things are going bad for me, I go back home and get a cooked meal from my mama.
Right.
And so it's like these people are in a crazy vulnerable position.
Yes.
They end up at the Foundry, and man, putting a plate in front of them with a warm cooked meal, you've got this role where you're bringing home to them on their first day. So talk about the interactions you have with participants.
Absolutely. One thing my dad told me when I got here, when I first started the Foundry, he was like, go in and do what you do to give them the food they need so they can concentrate on what's important. A lot of our program participants may not have had the best home life, may not have had those warm memories of home cooked meals. And what we try to do here is just show the love of Christ through our food, through our service, and just let them know that they don't have to worry about food while they're here in the program. They don't have to worry about being hungry. They don't have to worry about where their next meal is going to come from. They know that they're going to get 3 meals a day, snacks if they need it, anything and everything. All they have to do is ask, and we'll gladly give it to them.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So we really want to make sure they get plenty of food.
So you talked about having taught in a culinary scenario with students at a school. That's also something that we do here for participants.
Yes.
Talk about that opportunity.
So working with the men in the kitchen who are assigned to food services through our work readiness program, it's really amazing because a lot of them don't have food service backgrounds. Some of them do. Some of them have never cooked anything a day in their life. So being able to see them open up and learn new things and be excited to let people try things, or when they're serving their friends in the line, they're like, hey man, try that. I made that. Let me give you a little bit extra of this because I made that today. And then we see that a lot with Micah or Daryl or Jackie come through. They're like, hey, try this. I made this today. I want you to try this. This is what I made. So it's those small moments of being able to see them open up and blossom and learn new skills and really just show them how to take something and make it into something even better at home. They can take those skills with them to their house whenever they leave.
So that adds another layer of complexity.
Yes. Yes.
You're operating a live kitchen environment.
Right.
That cooks all 3 meals or is involved with all 3 meals at some level. And you've got people who are in a program working for you.
Right.
So you're having to manage them, and that swaps out every other week. So it's not consistent week to week. Logistics of food coming in. We have a lot of incredible partners who give us food.
We do.
So working those logistics out. There's a lot going on.
It is. One of the best things about it is that they're learning practical skills. They're learning how to read a recipe. They're learning how to taste their food, how to season properly, how to cook for people who may not eat like them, and also how to check in inventories, food safety practices, food safety and sanitation practices. Those are vitally important, not just in a restaurant setting, but in a home setting as well. Making sure that your countertops are clean and your cutting boards and your knives are sharp. And those are the most, the important things of cleaning up after yourself and not mixing things that shouldn't be mixed. So it's a lot.
What are the biggest challenges that you're dealing with right now? So
the biggest challenges are, we are a nonprofit, and then we work with SNAP Nutrition and then donors and all of those things. So stretching the meals to give them the most balanced nutrition they can have, and stretching those dollars as well to make sure that we provide the quality meal that they need and deserve.
Yeah, I'm waiting for this to go by.
Yeah.
They went the fire truck. Hey, we're in downtown Bessemer.
Yeah.
Fire station's right
there.
So it comes in and out, and we get to hear every time something happens.
That's right.
So an incredible way to get involved at the Foundry is to be here during a meal.
Absolutely.
There's a bunch of different ways that can happen. Talk a little bit about the volunteer opportunities when it comes to
So we have many volunteer opportunities. If you're looking for something small just to kind of jump in and get your feet wet, we have a wonderful volunteer coordinator, Brandy. She can point you to our mealtime speakers. We have mealtime speakers for lunch all the time for men and women. We also have Saturdays and Sundays open if you want to provide a lunch to our program participants on campus. Or we also have the availability for lunches to be provided at our Pelham thrift store if you're interested in doing that for our men and women. So there's a lot of different ways to volunteer.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about the logistics that we have people at even more campuses than where they sleep at, all over the place. So yeah, if you want to take a little bit off of Ashley's plate, you can provide a meal at Pelham during the week. And the participants really love that because there's some logistical challenges. There's only so much we can do about sending food 45, 50 minutes away from here.
Right.
And so, but you can uplift them by providing an extra special meal in a week. And that would be incredible. And you could come and speak life into them as they eat. I'm the kind of person that loves watching YouTube videos or listening to podcasts while I eat, like double, getting a couple things done. And so I always find the things that are fed into me while I'm eating lunch enrich my life a lot.
Yeah.
So you could be that voice for someone here at the program, and we hope that you get involved with the Ward Dining Hall and all the great stuff happening here. All right, I've got one question, 2 parts here.
Okay.
What is here in this kitchen for the participants? What's your favorite your favorite food, your favorite recipe for Ward Dining Hall?
So I would say it's a very simple, just scrambled cheese eggs with either bacon or sausage on a hamburger bun or a biscuit. Very super simple. Or breakfast is usually one of the most important meals of the day. So it's very popular. The guys like a hot breakfast, so do the girls. So we like to make them eggs or grits.
Yeah.
So
I love grits. I feel like there's not grits anywhere anymore, or not good grits anywhere. And so my favorite thing growing up with grits was I had an uncle who used to we went on vacation with him, and I was shocked. He would buy deli turkey and cut it up into squares and sprinkle it in his grits.
Oh.
It's salty and you get little bites of like meaty goodness in it. And so now every time I have grits, I'm like, I want some deli turkey in this. And you never know what. Okay, what is your personal recipe, your go-to when someone has a special event and they want you to make a dish for it?
Usually it's going to be a green bean casserole. I make mine a little bit different than everybody else does.
Okay, is that a secret recipe? Or?
No, it's not a secret recipe. It's a recipe my mom got from a family member, and we've kind of adapted it over the years. It is a green bean casserole that involves shoe peg corn on the bottom. And then you take sour cream, cream of chicken soup, different seasonings, extra sharp cheddar cheese, mix it all together with French style green beans, layer that on top of the corn, and then crushed Ritz crackers.
Okay, I might have to get this recipe and post it
really
for you guys.
It's a really good recipe. And then deviled eggs is one of the first dishes that I learned how to make in culinary school. And it is unlike any other deviled egg that a lot of people have ever had. So it's different. It has cream cheese, horseradish, hot sauce.
Horseradish. Like
no relish, no paprika. Our chef was an Italian chef, and he was dead set against using paprika on deviled eggs. So 28 years later, here we are, still no paprika on eggs, chef.
It's amazing with the people in our lives that teach us how much of that stuff would carry over. I'm similar to you. I don't like the sweet relish in mine. I'm still fine with dill pickles being I actually kind of like the dill pickles, but sweet pickles, they throw me off a little bit. Man, it was great talking to you. Thanks for sitting down with me. This is the Ward Dining Hall. So let's talk about, before we cut off, we didn't even talk about what we're doing here today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, where you can see all the Thanksgiving decorations. Today is participant Thanksgiving.
Yes.
So we do it a week early. You may be getting this video just right before your Thanksgiving. Well, we do it a week early so all the staff members can come in and love on the participants.
Absolutely.
But we still get to go home to our own Thanksgivings next week. So yeah, we're about to let's go over the menu. What are we serving the participants today?
So tonight we are having roasted turkey, cornbread dressing, gravy, carrot souffle, sweet potato casserole, green bean casserole, collard greens with smoked turkey. And then we're having rolls, and then for dessert, it's going to be pumpkin pie, and banana pudding, and chocolate pie.
Jeez, 3 options.
So 3 options, and then of course cranberry sauce, because you can't have Thanksgiving food without cranberry sauce.
So my mom hates sage dressing. Where do you come down on that?
I am very light-handed on my sage.
Okay.
I
Should be fine
love
with you.
sage, but I don't like it's not green. You know,
Okay, yeah.
It's not green, but it does need just a little bit.
Yeah, man, thank you so much for sitting down
you,
with me.
Hunter.
And I would just like to say, I love the touch that you have with the participants and the
thank
job
you.
that you've been doing over here. And we definitely see it on in the development team and leadership team. We definitely see what a great job you're doing with the participants. And I love the space. And every time we come over here, it feels like we get good food. So
Yeah,
I appreciate
absolutely.
you and what you do. And hey, if you want to get involved, don't forget you can go to foundryministries.com/serve to find a volunteer opportunity to come here. You can reach out to Brandy, or you can just go ahead and sign up on the website to speak to the participants and speak life into them. Giving Tuesday is coming up, so don't forget to mark your calendars for the Tuesday after Black Friday, after Cyber Monday, Giving Tuesday. Let your voice be heard. Let us know why you care about the Foundry, and make that gift on Giving Tuesday. We appreciate you. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. We'll see you for the December episode of the Lost and Foundry Show.